30 million units every single day, over 200,000 tons of cocoa sourced annually. A global harvest spanning 3 continents. These staggering numbers aren't for a tech giant, but for the world's most engineered chocolate, Ferrero Rocher. How does an industrial production line synchronize the assembly of millions of these multi-layered pralines while ensuring every single one emerges perfectly round, crisp, and incredibly consistent? In this video, we are heading inside the factory to witness the high-tech transformation of raw ingredients into one of the world's most coveted chocolates. The cycle begins with a critical core ingredient, the hazelnut. These are far more than a simple input. They define the signature crunch and flavor profile of the brand. Ferrero stands as the world's leading hazelnut producer, overseeing massive industrial orchards stretching from the fertile valleys of Turkey and Italy to the high-yield landscapes of Chile. As the harvest reaches its peak, workers deploy specialized collection machinery engineered specifically for this crop. Once the hazelnuts reach full maturity and drop to the ground, the equipment takes over. The harvesters utilize a high-velocity suction system to gather the nuts directly from the orchard floor, ensuring maximum recovery with no ripe nuts left behind. The hazelnuts are then funneled into onboard reservoirs where primary filtration removes soil, small stones, and dry leaves. Finally, the massive volume of raw material is loaded onto heavy-duty trucks and transported to the central processing hubs. The nuts undergo a deep cleaning cycle to strip away the outer husks and any remaining debris. Once sanitized, they move to the deshelling units where high-precision mechanical crackers strip away the woody exterior to reveal the kernel inside. Next, the hazelnuts enter the roasting phase, where controlled heat awakens the essential oils and creates a brittle, light texture. This is a vital step because it transforms bland raw nuts into the fragrant heart of the chocolate. Ferrero roasts in small batches to maintain surgical control over the thermal environment, ensuring every kernel receives an identical heat profile. Uniformity is non-negotiable. Even a minor temperature swing could compromise the aromatic signature and flavor consistency between batches. Post-roast, an optical sorting system filters out any kernels that deviate from the strict quality standard before the production splits into different paths. The internal filling, the silk-smooth hazelnut emulsion sitting between the wafer and the whole nut, is produced on a high-precision refining line where viscosity, texture, and aroma must remain identical from one batch to the next. First, roasted hazelnuts are fed into an ultra-fine grinding system. The goal here isn't just to reduce their size, but to refine them so thoroughly that the consumer experiences no graininess, only a smooth, rich, melting mouthfeel. Simultaneously, sugar, cocoa powder, and vegetable oils are weighed by digital dosing systems and blended with the hazelnut paste. The mixing continues until the ganache reaches the perfect flow, runny enough to be injected into the wafer shell, yet stable enough to hold its shape as it cools. The finished cream is held in jacketed, temperature-stabilized tanks to maintain its ideal state. While the filling is processed, the factory prepares the dense chocolate coating for the exterior, creating the glossy armor for the praline. The process starts with industrial chocolate blocks, each weighing approximately 10 pounds, 4.5 kilograms. Workers load these blocks into melting kettles that utilize a double boiler mechanism. Hot steam circulates around the jacketed kettle to transfer heat indirectly, allowing the chocolate to liquefy slowly without scorching or losing its natural luster. Once fully melted, it becomes a smooth flowing liquid. These vats can hold up to 2.5 tons of molten chocolate, ready for the enrobing stage. If chocolate is the soul, the wafer is the structural frame that creates the distinct snap during consumption. Everything begins with basic ingredients measured with extreme precision. wheat flour, purified water, sugar, vegetable fats, and a pinch of salt. All components enter a large industrial mixer to be blended into a uniform batter, with the factory processing up to 10 tons of flour daily. The batter is then pumped into hemispherical metal molds and flashed through a high-precision gas-fired baking system. In just a few minutes, strictly controlled heat locks in the structure, turning the thin batter into firm, crispy wafer half-shell. Exiting the oven, the hemispherical wafer halves quickly set into their permanent shape and travel along the conveyor to the injection station. Here they are carefully filled with the pre-made hazelnut cream, creating the soft, rich center that defines the candy. Immediately following, a high-precision automatic dosing system gently places a whole roasted hazelnut into the exact center of each filling. The machines are programmed in a staggered pattern so that when the two wafer halves are joined together, exactly one hazelnut is trapped inside each finished sphere. The two filled halves are aligned with extremely high mechanical precision to ensure no edge misalignment or overlap. Simultaneously, the shells are pressed together to create a strong bond, utilizing the cream as a thermal adhesive. Before moving to the cutting stage, these assembled clusters are rapidly cooled to stabilize the structure. Immediately following, a high-precision automatic dosing system gently places a whole roasted hazelnut. After cooling, a conveyor carries the wafer clusters to a stamping machine. At this station, each piece is fed into an exact position where mechanical dies trim away the excess flashing while cleanly creating perfectly round and consistent wafer balls. The spheres then move forward to have any loose wafer dust removed, ready for the enrobing process. The spheres now enter the coating station, where they are drenched in a waterfall of warm melted chocolate. This step is tightly regulated for temperature to ensure the chocolate covers the surface uniformly while maintaining a glossy finish. Immediately after the chocolate bath, the spheres pass through a rain of roasted hazelnut fragments. These pieces stick to the still warm chocolate, creating the signature textured surface. The system gently vibrates the line to shake off excess chocolate, ensuring a perfect balance between crunch and the candy's round silhouette. Next, the pralines enter a cooling tunnel where the coating sets gradually. This process seals the center and locks in the freshness of every ingredient. The cycle concludes once the outer chocolate hazelnut layer has completely hardened into a protective shell. Leaving the finishing line, the chocolates move to the wrapping station where the brand's signature thin gold foil is fitted snugly around each piece. This wrap does more than provide a luxurious aesthetic. It serves as a functional barrier to protect the chocolate surface during global shipping and handling. Immediately following, the small brown pleated paper cups, the distinctive claw crown base, are automatically fed into the line and positioned to receive each freshly wrapped chocolate. The final stage is boxing. The chocolates are neatly arranged into the familiar transparent plastic containers, allowing the consumer to see the shiny gold wrap and the intricate texture within. This is the finished, polished product, ready to reach millions of households worldwide. If you enjoyed this deep dive into food engineering, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more factory deep dives. See you in the next episode of Simple Discovery.